of 795, the Norwegian Vikings looked to Ireland for their new wealth and began raiding and capturing many slaves. After learning about the island, the Vikings began ransoming high-value prisoners and began selling the peasants into slavery. Then in 837, the Vikings' big advantage came when the states of Tara and Munster went into war. And that same year, a Norwegian Viking named Thorgest arrived with 120 ships. Then in 839, Thorgest raided and captured the monastery of Arma, founded by St. Patrick, and declared himself the new abbot. Then in 841, Thorgest took over a city and expanded it, declaring it to be the new capital of his Viking Empire. And this city would eventually become the largest slave trade center in Western Europe, and he named this new city Dublin. And most horrifying of all to the Irish people, Thorgest proved to be one of those rare Scandinavians who could govern a coalition of both Norwegian and Danish Vikings. And with these reinforcements, Thorgest began to conquer or found other cities: Cork, Wexford, Waterford, and Limerick. By now, both the kings of Tara and Munster finally realized that Thorgest had to be stopped. They agreed to call a truce and concentrate on Thorgest himself. And in 845, the king of Tara got lucky and captured Thorgest after a battle, and executed him by throwing him into a river. With Thorgest gone, and no leader to stop them, the Danes and the Norwegian Vikings went to war. And this time, with no united Viking force to stop them, native Irish forces began to push Viking territory back to the coast. But by 853, the Viking leaders held a conference and entered peace negotiations, with both sides realizing that they could lose too much gold, men, and trade power, and instead of fighting, decided to unite once again. And eventually, two Vikings, named Halfdan and Guthrum, would form a great heathen army to raid and conquer the Anglo-Saxon kingdoms in modern England. And while Halfdan and Guthrum were successful in England, things would only go well for so long in Ireland. The Viking population in Ireland began dropping, with more people going to England and no more immigrants were coming to Ireland. So with that, in 980, a king from the north defeated the Viking king Olaf the Red at the Battle of the Hill of Tara, with 2,000 Vikings dead and only around 500 Irish dead. And finally, in 1014, the king of Munster, Brian Boru, defeated the last Viking forces at the Battle of Clontarf. Though Brian was killed, 6,000 Vikings were dead, and only 4,000 Irish dead. And with that, the Viking Irish kingdom was no more. But the slave system would continue for another 2 centuries, only declining in 1066, when William the Conqueror invaded England, replacing the slave system with feudalism. But that's a story for another time. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check me out over on Patreon. The link is in the description.